It's so wonderful to see you and be with you,
Hi.
Susanna.
Oh, so good to see you.
Yeah, so good. I loved your talk so much, and it's so rich. Um, my goodness. I think for me, you touched on, for example, the desire to move quickly, to grow quickly. And although you didn't put it maybe quite this way, I could relate to the soul maybe wants to take its time. It's like, if to use an analogy, if the path is to the ultimate meaning or the ultimate depth of what life is, um, I've almost got the sense from a lot of Eastern teachings that don't talk about soul, that if life were a path, one should stop at the very first cave that you could find and stay right there and sit down and meditate until one reaches the goal. There's kind of a message that has an impersonality to it. And it's probably no accident that in Eastern spirituality from India, there's really no talk of soul that I know of. Maybe there is, but I haven't heard it. And it's more in Christianity, soul's mentioned. And so it's just interesting. I know, I'm sure that there's a lot that could be said about that, but to keep it personal, I think the struggle for me has been I don't know if it's a struggle, but the temptation is to look at it as something to get from A to B, as I was saying, and that suggests impersonality. In other words, you just must keep moving, 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 and not take side paths. Of course, I have. I mean, as you said, if you want to go fast, there's no guarantee you will in any case. So, I mean, your soul is going to take you on the journey that you have to take, you must take. But there, I do think I've been haunted by a feeling that I must move along quickly, 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 and there's no time for exploring the soul, if that makes any sense. Maybe, am I kind of getting across the point I'm trying to,
Mhm.
do you get what I'm
Yeah,
getting at?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not connected to soul or to soul essence or whatever, word you want to use, okay? You're going to be relying on yourself
Hmm.
for guidance. And it's going to feel like it's up to you
Uh-huh.
to make
Uh-huh.
this happen, to make everything happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you won't, and I know you're benefiting from soul. I mean, you are.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, but maybe there is a little teaching here for you in that you giving yourself here about maybe it's not really all up to me. I can tune into that which is guiding me and knows what it's doing, and kind of be able to take your hands off the wheel a bit more and be
Hmm.
guided. Let yourself be guided at this stage.
A deeper trust that there's a soul wisdom that's available if I
Yeah, a deeper
would,
trust.
a deeper trust. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that and then you can tell when you're getting off track again when you start wanting to speed it up.
Yeah, that's so that's more like the mind, the ordinary mind wants to get to the goal, and
The willpower, will force, personal
yeah,
will.
personal will wants to achieve the goal as quickly as possible, that kind of a
Right.
thing.
And its idea of the goal.
Its idea of the goal.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because like I mean, the there's the timeless and time that both are instructing us.
Hmm. Hmm.
And time is instructing us with lessons learned, journeys that our bodies, the health, relational, just everything having to do with being here is our teacher.
Mm.
And then the timeless is our teacher with letting go, surrendering. There's something greater that is a divine intelligence at work.
Mhm, mhm,
And it's working within time.
mhm.
So if we can get in sync with kind of like maybe like the infinity symbol.
Mm.
There's the timeless, and it comes in and it connects with time, all that form is about, and then back into the timeless being where soul lives too. And maybe soul's the intersection. You know how there's this
Mm, mhm.
infinity symbol, and soul might be that right in that middle intersection
Ah,
between the two.
yeah, yeah. I had a meditation maybe 2 weeks ago or something, in and it had a quality of soul quality to it, which was new to me.
Mm,
And it felt like it's abstract on the one hand, but in another way, it was like wanting to appreciate the particularity of I wasn't using the word soul to myself, but the particularity of my soul, rather than wanting to be beyond it all. It was like, oh, be in love with the particularity that is
beautiful.
here.
Mm,
And of course, I didn't know what that was, and I couldn't possibly put any words to it. But still, there was kind of an abstract sense of dwelling with something that definitely had particularity to it, but it was so indeterminate, it would be impossible to say, really. So it was just,
I love that.
it was very mysterious. Yeah.
What I saw is like if there was this divine being, let's just pretend,
Uh-huh.
the archetype of a god, God,
Uh-huh.
and it's got the two stones like flint or something, and it's like in another realm, and it's creating souls, and it's going tick, 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 and these little sparks are becoming stars,
Ah,
and they're very particular. Each one is unique.
ah. Oh, I love that image. That is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, I saw it while you were speaking. I saw
Yes.
you, like you
Uh,
being one of these little pieces, and for you to know yourself as unique, particular
uh-huh.
is a
Yeah,
beautiful
it
thing.
it it didn't return to me. It floated in from wherever. It was present for one meditation, and then I haven't. I loved it, and it was very mysterious, and so it was like that. I want to ask you, why do you think this is less personal now? This is
Mhm.
more general. Why do you think it is that in the spirituality out of India, both Hinduism and Buddhism, maybe even more so in Buddhism, there's such a total lack of talk of soul, individual soul, that there's a absolute adherence to the idea of complete impersonality, especially in Buddhism. And whereas opposed to Western mysticism, Christian mysticism, that is not present. Do you have an insight into why these differences exist?
Well, first of all, it's really clear that they may not have a word for soul, although in India they say jiva, right?
Uh-huh.
But in Buddhism, um, but they believe in they believe in reincarnation.
It's very peculiar. Yeah.
So, and they also talk about bardos following our the demise of the body. We go in, bardos are here now, but we go through bardos. So
Uh-huh.
something is continuing. What is it that's continuing?
Yeah.
What is it that's getting reborn? What is it
Mhm.
that is in evolution, even in that system which they don't, and they're not talking about that,
Uh-huh.
but
Uh-huh.
they're pointing to the absolute nature within Maya, within what gets reborn,
Uh-huh.
in order to penetrate, and they really want to go back to essential being, even though something gets reincarnates, Dalai Lamas and lamas and
Yeah.
people and dogs. They even say, Dalai Lama has said that, oh, that cat was so and so lama, at Dharmasala,
Wow.
so he's there, something's getting reincarnated and evolving and growing. So whatever, even though they don't talk about it, they're talking about it in their way. Maybe they don't want to make a story up about it, so people go on, but it is a story, Bardos and all that.
Uh-huh.
And then with but really, that's funny what you said about Christianity and maybe Sufism and stuff like that. Feels like that's more, it kind of feels like it's almost like, forget all the terrible stuff. But the good stuff is that it feels so heart-centered.
Yeah.
The Christ, the heart, love, compassion, forgiveness, right?
Yes.
It's so heart-centered and loving, embrace, and so God loves you, you're worthy, all the good stuff, let's just say.
Yes.
So that's real imminent. So they're talking about something very imminent, and in the Buddhism, even though they do bring in reincarnation in their way,
Yes.
they really are pointing to the impermanence, like you said. They're more masculine in nature, more transcendent in nature, and to free people of samsara, to help free people of samsara, get off the wheel of samsara. All the while, you can see that all those beautiful, the ones that are really realized, those lamas and Dalai Lama and blah, 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 they're so loving and so sweet.
Yes.
And they laugh and they smile and they're playful, even in the midst of knowing a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
So they're very imminent too. So I think that there's really, they kind of come back around to one another. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good description of the how it is with the two traditions. Yeah. Is there any particular way to encourage the quality of getting in touch with the soul? Is there any particular, is there anything you could say about that?
Yeah. Stop denying what you know. Stop pushing away already what you know, because soul's always been a part of you since you took your breath, and beforehand, while you were in the womb, and last lifetime and the lifetime before. It's guiding everything. It's your constant. So stop denying what you know to be true. And then you'll be more in sync.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Susanna.
you're welcome. Thanks for your good questions. I love them.
Good. Okay.
It's so good to see you.
Wonderful to see you.